All right, here we are. Let's start things off tonight with a live look out at E-Town as Wavy gives you the climate information for the day today. Highs, lows, no rain today, obviously. But the story has been the fog, and already 7 minutes before 8 o'clock on this Sunday night, the fog is developing. It is going to be thick, it's going to be widespread, and unfortunately, it is going to impact your Monday morning drive, which is why I have had to unfortunately flag tomorrow morning as a wave weather alert day. Hi, everyone. Carson Meredith with you. Hope you're doing well on this Sunday night. We've got a lot on our plates in the weather world for this Thanksgiving week. Starting off with the fog tonight and tomorrow morning. And we'll explain, for one, why this fog is not going away and why we've made the call to flag tomorrow morning as an alert day. But we'll also look ahead to our rain Monday night and Tuesday. We'll look ahead to a cold Thanksgiving holiday, Black Friday looking cold as well. And we'll also talk about next weekend as promised. I know you guys were asking about the end of the 10-day earliest alert last night. I will give you an update on where that outlook stands at the end of our chat tonight. Settle in. I'm going to be here for a little bit. Hopefully I don't bore you too much. Let's start off with a live look at downtown from our Jeffersonville SkyTrack camera, and you can already see the skyscrapers are getting swallowed up as that fog starts to redevelop, thicken up, and it's going to be sticking around all night and into Monday morning. Now, it was truly one of those days where it was like a tale of two forecasts. Our forecast was we'd have fog this morning, mainly south of Louisville, which we did. And our forecast was that fog would clear out and we'd all be treated to sunshine for the rest of the day. Most of us had that sunshine today. But those of you between, let's say, I don't know, the Snyder Freeway to E-Town did not see much in the way of sunshine today. You saw a lot of cloud cover. You saw that fog that just never wanted to go away, and then the clouds never wanted to go away. And we'll explain why all that happened in a minute. 47 is our current temperature here in Louisville, by the way. So it's another cool night for sure. But you can already see that fog is redeveloping. So as we talked about yesterday, it depended on how quickly the clouds cleared out Saturday afternoon from all that rain we had back on Friday, right? It's kind of a chain reaction here. Unfortunately, for those of you, generally speaking, south of Louisville, let's say in this particular zone, Bardstown, Shepherdsville, basically all of Hardin County, Breckenridge County, Meade County, you guys were kind of in a bad sweet spot where the clouds really didn't move out quick enough yesterday during the day. You had the most rain Friday night as well. And that combination kept things pretty soupy down your way. And once that high pressure settled in over wave country last night and earlier today, it created an inversion. You guys know what an inversion is. A lot of you do. But if you don't, an inversion is basically a pocket of warm air above our heads. Think of it as a lid, okay? Air parcels really can't rise above that lid. Moisture can't escape with that lid in place, right? So as a result, in that circled area in general, all of that moisture got trapped either in the ground or near the ground. That's why it was so foggy last night. That's why it was so foggy this morning. And that's also why once that fog lifted, it just lifted to become cloud cover all day down near Hardensburg and E-Town and Fort Knox and Bardstown and Hodgenville, so on and so forth. So that's why you guys south of Louisville did not see much sun at all today. But a lot of you did. A lot of you did. It was truly a 20, 30-mile difference that decided how your day was, whether it was a not-so-nice day or a really nice day. So that's kind of the science behind why we are dealing with this fog and why it is such a pain to forecast right now. And you can already see those visibilities dropping. We didn't see those visibilities start dropping until about 10 or 11 last night. So we're 2 or 3 hours ahead of schedule. We're down to 5-mile visibility at Ollie International. It's kind of a hazy look at the airport. 6-mile visibility in Bardstown, 4 miles in E-Town, which I showed you as we started our conversation tonight. 3-mile visibility in Lebanon, 3 miles in Campbellsville, 3 miles in Jeffersonville, 5 miles in Paoli. So initially the concern was mainly for our Kentucky counties tonight, but now it looks as though that fog is going to be a bit more widespread tonight and tomorrow morning compared to what we saw last night. And that is the sole reason we've got a wave weather alert day in place. This is not going to be all day tomorrow. This will be for 3 or 4 hours during that Monday morning rush hour. When that fog is at its worst and you guys are trying to get to work and school. This is just nothing more than just a, hey, pay attention tomorrow morning, give yourself plenty of extra time, and take it slow on the roads, kind of an alert day. This is just a heads up. So during the Monday morning drive, those visibilities will be very low. I think we'll see visibilities a quarter mile or less in many spots tomorrow morning. That fog is going to be very, very dense. Just prepare now for a slow go in the morning, especially if you live, especially if you live outside the city, south of Louisville in particular, where there's still a lot of moisture just above the ground or in the ground, right? But all of us could see that dense fog in the morning. So just plan now an extra 10 minutes, I'd say, to get to work or school. Low beam headlights, we always recommend those. The normal beams or the brights, you can't see anything. It just comes right back at you in dense fog. Get those low beams, kind of cuts through that fog as you're driving down the road. And give yourself space, plenty of space between you and all those other cars around you. Again, this is just out of an abundance of caution because it could be a tricky morning commute tomorrow based on how dense this fog looks like it's going to be. Virtually every county in wave country is under a dense fog advisory now in that gray color. So of our 34 counties that we serve, 30 of them are in an advisory. You guys up in Bedford, Seymour, North Vernon, and Carrollton are not technically under a dense fog advisory, but don't be surprised if you have to deal with some of this fog as well. And this advisory goes all the way until 11 o'clock Monday morning. And that's another thing that we had to deal with that fog earlier today was the fact that it took forever for the fog to lift. And even then, we still had to deal with those low clouds most of the day down towards E-Town and Bardstown. So it is going to take quite some time for this fog to get out of here tomorrow morning as well. This is our fogcast model. This is an in-house model that we have. It did an okay job this morning pinpointing that fog, but you can obviously see right now it's not doing the best job showing that the fog is already pretty dense. Nonetheless, 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're starting to see those visibilities at or under a half mile, probably quarter mile in most spots. And you still notice it's our Kentucky counties in particular we're most concerned about. But if you're up towards Madison, Scottsburg, Salem, Paoli, I would certainly not be surprised to see some low visibilities down that way as well. We mentioned the dense fog advisory goes until 11 a.m. Here's noon. And hopefully most of this fog will be gone by the time you see Brian on midday tomorrow on Wave News at 11 a.m. So that's why the alert day is in place. Again, there is no severe weather threat at all. No severe weather. This is exclusively about the fog. And it's going to slow you down, no doubt, as we head into tomorrow morning. Let me pull up that downtown Skytrack camera. We'll roll through the comments because that's part one of, I guess, 4 parts to our conversation tonight. Blue's here. Michael C. Wells is here. Rain all day Tuesday. Not all day Tuesday with that rain. That's good. Anita, hello. Kind of a blah day. Yeah, I guess you're sucked into those clouds all day, Anita. Again, for 75% of wave country, our forecast was right on target. Fog cleared, had a lot of sun, but at 25% of you were stuck in those clouds all day. Storm Chaser Jason, loving the new radar look. Yeah, we made some minor adjustments with our graphics. Hopefully they're looking good for everybody. JK Wagner, 73. Remember, I got to use your guys' handles on YouTube now. Was cloudy where you were today. Sorry about that. Let's see. Sean's here. Hello, hello. Down in J-Town or over in J-Town. Down in Russell County, Jeremy's here. Good to see you, Jeremy. Hope you're doing well down there. DJ King says hi. Jason says hi. Gary says hi. April on YouTube. Any chance schools are delayed in the morning in E-Town? I'll say what I always say. It sounds like a cop-out, but I don't want to get into that decision-making. But I'm not going to speculate on what schools do. But I'm not going to speculate. I'm just not going to speculate. I don't see schools personally. See, now I am speculating. I don't see schools causing or having delays in the morning, but yeah, I'm not going to speak for them as to what decisions they may make in the morning. Shonda says hello. Michelle's here. ZK's here. Judy's here. Braden, hello. Can't wait for Wave Weather Now to start playing Christmas music. That's right. That's right. Our Christmas soundtrack kicks in tomorrow. Judy, the question we all want to know, when will we get out of this fog? I'm hopeful, Judy, tomorrow around lunchtime it can be all gone. But obviously, today that fog lifted, but we still had some clouds hanging around in a few spots. So it's been a very fickle fog setup over the last couple of days. And you can see, as you look at the Skytrack camera to my right, that is some pretty dense fog already here at 8:04 in the evening. More of your comments later, but that's why the alert day is in place. It's not for rain. It's not for severe weather. It's not for snow. It's for fog through the Monday morning rush hour. So plan on a very slow go in the morning. Plan on very low visibilities. Just give yourself a lot of extra time and keep those low beam lights on. And give yourself some space on the roads too. That's one of the big problems. You get too close to each other and you wreck because you can't see the car in front of you. So just be careful. All right. Now let's focus on the rain that arrives tomorrow. Looks like, by the way, you see wavy scrolling at the bottom of the screen. That dense fog advisory has now been added to include those of you up in Bedford, Seymour, and North Vernon. So everybody but Carroll County in wave country is under a dense fog advisory tomorrow morning. Okay, now let's talk rain. Again, no alert day for the rain tomorrow. In fact, during the day on Monday, there's a good chance you'll stay dry. It's not until tomorrow evening when those rain chances start to climb. During dinner time, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, there could be a few light scattered showers starting to move in, not the soaking stuff yet. The more steady rain is going to move in late tomorrow night, likely after midnight in most spots. So during the day on Monday, we're looking mostly, if not totally dry. Other than a few showers close to dinner time, then the steady stuff moves in late Monday night, okay? we go into Tuesday now, and you notice the rain chances are almost a guarantee after midnight and into the rest of your Tuesday morning. So I would say, let's just go 11 p.m. Monday to 11 a.m. Tuesday, that 12-hour window. Very, very late Monday night through about lunchtime Tuesday. That's when the rain chances are at their highest, 80, 90%. If there's good news, this looks to be just good old-fashioned steady rain. There could be a couple rumbles of thunder, especially in Kentucky. There could also be maybe one or two pockets of heavy downpours as well. I just don't see anything that looks too terribly heavy, widespread rain at this point. Just kind of that steadier stuff. But, of course, once again, the timing is not working in our favor Tuesday morning. That rush hour rain chance is very, very high. So we'll watch that timing. We'll watch for heavy rain potential during the morning rush. But I would also plan on an extra 10 to 15 minutes getting to work and school on Tuesday morning as well. Tomorrow morning, the extra time is needed for the fog. Tuesday morning, the extra time is needed for rain. Now, as we go into Monday or Tuesday afternoon, I should say, those rain chances do drop to about 20, 30%. So the steady stuff will move out after lunchtime Tuesday. And then we'll just be left with hit and miss showers until that cold front moves through. And that won't be until early Wednesday. So I know it's running all together, guys. I apologize, but this is what we talked about. A lot of things to discuss. But we get into Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and Wednesday morning. Just scattered showers until we can get that cold front through here, okay? The steadiest rain will be early on Tuesday. So here's Futurecast, and there's the dense fog advisory for Carroll County. So everybody's under a dense fog advisory now for tomorrow morning. Okay. Shout out to Wavy for taking care of us. Here's 5 o'clock Monday evening. We're starting to see some of those showers move in from the west. Nothing crazy, just nuisance, annoying showers. And that trend continues through the rest of Monday evening. So if you have plans tomorrow evening, dinner plans, date plans, travel plans, whatever, keep the umbrella handy. You might not need it, but there will be some showers around. So here's 9 o'clock Monday night. And you get after midnight Monday night into the early morning hours of Tuesday. That's when the steady rain moves in. And you still see a few pockets of yellows and oranges here or there, not a ton of reds. But there could be a few heavy downpours in the mix. I won't rule out some thunder either. I am not worried about severe weather. That risk stays south, which is good. And even then, it's not a big risk down south either for severe weather. Here's 5 a.m. Tuesday. Rain's still coming down at a good clip. And that will continue through the rest of Tuesday morning. Here's 7 a.m. Still raining. So you head into the morning rush hour. And we'll monitor the trends for a possible alert day for Tuesday morning as well. If we see more heavy rain than we expected, if we see more problems on the roads, we may put another short fuse alert day up on Tuesday. Not right now. But bottom line, the Tuesday morning commute is going to be a mess as well with the rain. We get into 9 a.m. Tuesday. You start to see to our west the back edge of the steady stuff out near Evansville, Madisonville, Hopkinsville. And that will slide eastward into the afternoon. So by 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, the steady stuff is gone, and we're just left with a drizzly, showery kind of a setup. So some of you might be asking, okay, I'm heading out of town Tuesday afternoon. Once the kids get out of school, we're going out of town for Thanksgiving. Don't cancel those travel plans. Just pack your patience, especially if you're going east towards that big rain shield, right? The big issue for us here in Wave Country Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening is just going to be that drizzle and those lingering showers. Nothing too steady, nothing too heavy. Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. All right. Here's the big picture for Wednesday travel. And as we do get into Wednesday, early in the day, there will be a cold front moving through with perhaps a few showers, kind of the last chance for rain showers Wednesday morning. And once that front moves through, that colder air becomes the story. We've got a forecast high of 50 here in Louisville Wednesday, but that will very likely be early in the day. Once that front moves through, those temperatures will either hover in the 40s or they will slightly drop into like the mid 40s Wednesday afternoon. So it's going to get chilly quickly on Wednesday. And it's going to be breezy too. It's going to be a cold northwest wind, maybe some gusts around 20 to 25 miles an hour. So actual temperatures might be in the mid 40s, but it could feel more like the low 40s or even the upper 30s, depending on those wind gusts. So kind of a raw day on Wednesday, drier, but still just kind of cold and blustery. But travel-wise, in our region, in our general region, things look okay, which does not happen very often the day before Thanksgiving. We can be thankful for that. Now, if you're flying up towards Chicago or Detroit, Minneapolis as well, you could have some trouble. They're going to get a good wallop of snow, it looks like, up in the Great Lakes Tuesday and Wednesday. Further to the east, it'll be just rain primarily. Nothing of major concern. Look how warm it's going to be ahead of that front on the East Coast. 70 in Raleigh, 68 in the nation's capital, 50s for the Big Apple on Wednesday. So I think any major travel concerns would be if you head to the Great Lakes on Wednesday. If you're heading up towards northern Illinois, Chicagoland, if you're heading up towards northern Indiana, Michigan, or Wisconsin, could have some trouble by then. But here in Wave Country, I've seen worse for the day before Thanksgiving. And I've seen worse for Thanksgiving itself, too. I've completely gotten rid of the rain chance for Turkey Day, but it's going to be chilly still. 42. That's it for Thursday. It's going to be a cold day. It will be a breezy day as well. Some of you will likely not get out of the 30s on Thursday. That's how cold it's going to be. Nice day. Like when you look at the sky, it's going to be blue. There will be clouds, but we'll have a good bit of sun. It just won't be the warmest Thanksgivings. That is for sure. So now we're shifting away from the rain talk, and now we're talking about the cold, right? So 30s to low 40s for Thanksgiving afternoon. But look at Thanksgiving morning. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think Louisville is the only place that has a shot to stay in the 30s Thanksgiving morning. Everybody else, if you do not live in Louisville, you're in the 20s when we wake up Thursday morning to start prepping our meals. So a very cold start to the day, and it stays chilly all day Thanksgiving with that breeze still around too. So there will be a wind chill factor. That wind subsides Thursday night, which means our temperatures, which means the atmosphere isn't quite as stirred up Thursday night into Friday, which means our temperatures are able to drop even more. Friday morning will be very, very cold. It's likely going to be the coldest morning of the next 10. Not the coldest we've seen so far this season, but it'll get close to that mark. I've got a low Friday morning of 26 in Louisville. If you do not live in Louisville, you will be in the low 20s Friday morning. Like Shelbyville, 20 degrees. If you're thinking about heading to the outlet shops Black Friday morning, dress in layers, hats, gloves, all of that good stuff. You will need it. 22 in Bardstown Friday morning, 23 in E-Town, 20 in Salem and Paoli. I will not rule out some ruled spots getting into the upper teens on Friday morning. So a very, very cold start to Black Friday. If at all possible, if you can hold your excitement and go shopping later in the morning when it's at least in the 30s, that might be a good idea on Friday. because early Friday morning, it will be very, very, very cold. All right. So that's the cold talk. Let's go back to the comments here. Susan's watching over in the state capitol. Hello, Susan. Hope you're well. Shonda, hello. I don't like the way the radar's set up on the app. Yeah, trust us. We have been bugging our app vendor for months about that radar setup, and hopefully we can get some things cleaned up there soon. Let's see. Carla sums it up best on YouTube. I'm in the fog struggle bus. No kidding. No kidding. Let's see. Let's see. How much rain are we looking at Monday night and Tuesday? Good question. I did not mention that. Thank you for reminding me. I think most of us will likely be around a ½ inch of rain with this system, so no flooding risk. There could be a few spots that maybe get closer to 1 inch. It just depends on if we have those heavier downpours. And that's hard to nail down at this point, 24 hours out. So I think most of us will be around a ½ inch of rain Monday night into Tuesday. But you know, guys, we're kind of getting waterlogged just a little bit, but there's no flooding concern, which is good. Braden, wind chill for Thursday and Friday morning. So we mentioned Thanksgiving morning, wind chills will likely be in the teens in many spots because it will still be breezy on Thanksgiving. Friday, the breeze will be much, much lighter, so there won't be as big of a wind chill. But when you've got actual temperatures right around 20 degrees, you're still going to have a feels like temperature in the teens. So generally speaking, both Thursday and Friday mornings will have wind chills in the teens. Each afternoon, Thanksgiving and Black Friday will have wind chills, or at least feels like temperatures, in the 30s. So pretty cold for Turkey weekend this year. Lori sums it up well. Ew. not a fan, right? Yes, Shonda, rechargeable hand warmers are awesome. That is very true. Heated gloves, all that good stuff. Let's see. Austin, appreciate the positivity. Thankfully, we have sunshine on Thanksgiving and not gloom and doom. There's always some kind of shenanigans around Thanksgiving. Which leads me to my final topic tonight, which is next weekend. I caution, this is still very early in the ball game. All right. However, this signal has been here for a couple days. So let's just tackle it head on. This is 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Let's just say Saturday afternoon. Forget the exact time. Models have been fairly consistent, better than they have been recently, on having another system roll through here towards the end of the holiday weekend. And by the end of the holiday weekend, I mean Saturday and Sunday. And that could potentially mean multiple waves moving through into those first couple days of December as well. You'll see that on the 10-day in a minute. Now, initially, Friday night and early Saturday, it's still going to be chilly. Will it be as cold as Thursday and Friday? Not necessarily, but our morning temperature Saturday will be in the 30s. And depending on the speed of this weekend system, there could still be some colder air overhead as that moisture moves in to where we may briefly start off with a few snowflakes on Saturday as a warm front likely lifts northward. There's a narrow window for that. I'm not going to ignore that. Is it going to be a serious problem? I personally don't think it will be. Are we talking accumulations or anything like that? Not much, if at all. Maybe a little coating on the grass or on the top of the car. All right. So this is Saturday. Now, is that warm front? I'm kind of drawing a general idea of where that front might be. As it lifts north, we're going to climb into the 40s on Saturday. So any window for a few flakes is not going to be long. It would only be Saturday morning. And again, if we don't have any moisture around while we're still cold, then we won't have any flakes, right? So that front lifts north, and quite honestly, that might mean a pretty dry Saturday. That might be a pretty dry Saturday if that setup were to occur, where the warm front gets lifted northward and we wait on the bulk of the system to move in from the west, which would likely be on Sunday, 1 week from tonight. And once that happens, you see we'll be clearly, at this stage of the game, will clearly be on the warm side of the system, which means it's all rain. You get just a little taste of maybe a few flakes, a little taste of winter, a little taste of bots, and then we get all rain. And then the question just becomes, how many different waves of these showers will we see as we head into those first couple of days of December? Too early to say, but the pattern certainly will get active again as we head towards 1 week from tonight, so next Sunday, and into those first few days of the new month. So there's your little glimmer of hope, guys. Next Saturday, maybe a few flakes. I wouldn't get too amped up about it just yet. All right, here comes the 10-day. Any comments, questions, thoughts, concerns before we go? I know I talked about a lot tonight. Hopefully it all made sense. Quite honestly, it helps me to go piece by piece by piece by piece with all of this. So we start off with our fog alert day in the morning for the morning rush hour. That's probably going to be slow go. Tuesday, rain, especially early in the day on Tuesday. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, cold. And then next weekend, it gets more unsettled with at least a narrow opportunity on Saturday for a few flakes. All right? More than anything else, it's just rain. No winter storms yet. Nothing like that. But it's something we'll keep an eye on. All right? Anything else before we go, guys? I appreciate you tuning in tonight. Sorry I was late with the dense fog advisory coming out. I had to scramble to update some graphics before I came on here tonight because I didn't want to give you outdated info. You guys are quiet. Type 5 if you're good. Type 5 if you're good with all the info. If it all makes sense. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Let me know. Let's see here. Crystal says it could be worse. That's right. I appreciate y'all's positivity. I need that. We all need that more. Cody, hello. Any severe chances coming up? I don't see anything that screams severe at this point still. No. Could there be some thunder early Tuesday? Maybe. It's a pretty slim chance. There's just not a lot of instability. So I don't see much of anything right now. But we'll watch it, obviously, especially as long as we're in this warmer setup, right? This time of year, if you get the dynamics just right, you could have problems. But right now, we're in good shape. Austin, any sunshine Wednesday afternoon? I think it's possible. It just depends on how quickly that front gets out of here. If it kind of meanders, if that front decides to hang out for a little bit, we may not get a ton of sunshine, but I think the window of opportunity is there for at least a few peaks of sun Wednesday afternoon. But it will be chilly sun because those temperatures will likely hold steady in the 40s for most of the day. Gary's got the right idea. Just going to hibernate for this long holiday weekend. I mean, for Thanksgiving and Black Friday especially, yeah. I mean, to each their own, but you're a man or woman of character if you're going to be out on Black Friday morning with those wind chills in the teens waiting for stores to open. Do people still even do that? Such a new day and age, right? All right, I'm seeing a lot of 5s, so we're all in good shape. Good. Anita says, happy Thanksgiving. Same to you. Same to you and everybody out there. Hope you all have a blessed holiday weekend. All the fives, that means we're all in good shape. Everything makes sense. All right. Well, I'll stop yapping then. Y'all know it's Sunday night. We've got football on Wave. Bucks and Rams. Good game tonight. Just started over on Wave if you're a football fan. Once that game ends, I'll be back for Wave News at 11 with an update on our alert date for tomorrow morning. Before I go, just in the 30 minutes we've been chatting, that view's getting worse in E-Town. That was what it looked like when I went to take my nap at about midnight last night. So we're about 3 or 4 hours ahead of schedule with this fog, which means it was going to stay very dense into the night. And that's why the alert day is in place, because that fog will cause problems for the Monday morning rush hour. So just take it slow, be careful, give yourself space, slow down, low beam headlights, and you'll be good for tomorrow morning. Let's see. ZK, you're welcome. Hope everybody has a good week. Stay safe traveling if you are traveling. Shonda's sisters are going to be out Friday morning. Well, they're brave souls, Shonda. They're brave being out in that cold. But hey, got to have some fun, right? We'll see you guys after football tonight on Wave News. Hopefully it's around 11:45. I know it's super late. Tawana will be on Sunrise in the morning tracking this fog. Brian will have storm talk or snow talk. I'm not sure which he's going to go with in the morning. And we'll roll on into this Thanksgiving week. Hope you all have a blessed holiday weekend. I'll actually be here Thanksgiving night. I'm not sure if I'll do a live stream, but I'll be here. So I guess I'll see you guys then. And I'll be here next weekend too. Appreciate you watching. Be careful in the fog. I'll see you later. Take care.